Republican political nostalgia for Trump. I don't know if you're a big Dua Lipa fan. I mentioned her notion of future nostalgia. And so I'm curious about your nostalgia. Tell us both about what this means to you now and what you of 10 or 15 years might have thought in this moment. What brought you and, frankly, apparently many other Republicans to this place?
Listen, you're right. It was a great event yesterday. It was at that wonderful historic site where George Washington, crossed, a very, patriotic event. And, it was about country over party. But there's a lot to agree on, frankly, with the vice president. And a lot of the Republicans there do agree with her on things like she has promised to pass the border bill that James Langford, conservative Republican, negotiated with Democrats and Republicans. She wants to, pass that child tax credit that, started with the contract with America back with Newt Gingrich, and George Bush did it, and actually it was in the Trump tax bill. So she wants to get it back, and she wants to supersize it for infants in the first year. So that's a great family policy. And then, of course, she supports Ukraine, supports our allies, is strong and standing up to Putin, and that's something all of us Reagan conservatives like. And there was national security conservatives there yesterday. And as a Republican, I've got to say, I love that we finally passed an infrastructure bill during this administration with a lot of good Republican support, particularly in the Senate. People like Mitt Romney and my friend, Todd Young from Indiana, and Susan Collins and people like that. And then Dow 43,000, the market hitting all-time highs. How can Republicans not like that? So there's a lot of things here to like. And the vice president is welcoming us.
I'm just going to remind you.
Donald Trump has said we're permanently barred. Permanently barred if you supported Nikki Haley. That's what Donald Trump has said.
Right.
And the vice president is saying, come on in.
What about how you would feel about you now from 15 years ago? Just because I'm curious.
Oh, sure. No, this is my first time to vote for a Democratic presidential candidate. No, this is not what I would have expected to do. And the vice president joked about that with all of us, and that is certainly the case. But this is a unique situation with Donald Trump, who has told people he doesn't want you in the party. He has been dividing the party, dividing the country. His own vice president and, dozens of people in his own administration, whether it's General Milley or Mark Esper or, people like Dan Coates, all these people who don't support him, who have told us he is dangerous and he should never be in office again. And all of the things that the vice president outlined yesterday, those are all things Republicans have been saying for years. And frankly, Republican members of Congress say it privately, and they know it. And I think many of them will be relieved if he loses.
Right.